Powerboat Television. Powerboat Television is sponsored by Sea-Doo. When it comes to recreation, there is no contest. BoatBuys.com, 20,000 boats online. And Leatherdale Marine, your full-line BRP dealer.
Hi, I'm Mike Greeley and welcome to Powerboat Television. Well, it's been about 10 years since I was lucky enough to be on the West Coast for some cruising in beautiful British Columbia. And today we've just arrived in Deep Cove in North Vancouver to meet up with our good friend Dan Greenwood of Greenwood Yacht Services, who's going to take some time to show us the highlights of his own backyard. While waiting for Dan to arrive, it was more than pleasant to just sit back and take in the sights of Deep Cove. Kayakers and dinghy sailors from the paddle and yacht clubs were taking advantage of the early morning calm in the sheltered bay. Hey, Dan.
Hey, Mike.
How you doing, guy?
See you, man.
Long time no see.
About 10
years. Yeah, let's get you tied up here. After trading comments on whose hair was now grayer, we were off to Dan's island retreat. Needless to say, I was envious of his daily commute across the waters of Indian Arm. Within minutes, Boulder Island was in view off the bow. After landing, Dan took us on a walk around the island. Strolling along the paths, starting to relax and slow down, I could really appreciate the lifestyle he has chosen. Dan, this lifestyle, this is an awesome view. Here we are sitting on your island outside of Deep Cove. This is fantastic.
Yeah, it really is. It's all about lifestyle here on the West Coast. And living on an island, we have just under 5 acres here. We're about 6 miles from downtown Vancouver. And we're 100% off the grid, and but I'm still able to function and I run my business. My yacht brokerage is run from here, and my listings are located in various locations around Vancouver Island and Vancouver, and I use my commuter boat to get to them, so I don't see the roads very often during the summer. Most places I get to from here to Nanaimo, it's quicker for me to take my boat than get on the BC ferry and go that way. So again, it's all about the marine environment and the lifestyle for me. I embrace it in every way. Even in my shopping, I go to the local public market instead of taking my car and use my boat to get there and back.
As luck would have it, a couple who had just purchased their live-aboard boat from Dan were visiting, so I headed over for a chat.
Well, we met about 5 years ago sailing, and she had her sailboat, I had my sailboat, and I had my house, she had her house. Things progressed, we got married, and we said, we gotta sell the boats. My house is sold, your house.
My boat sold, my house sold, and we are now able to do what we always wanted. And this is what brought us together in the first place, our love of boating.
The boat, it's a 1975 Chris Craft Commander, 47 foot. It just had 2 new Hinos put in, 400 horsepower turbo, new transmissions, new holding tanks, and new diesel tanks. Yeah, living aboard does have its challenges. First of all, trying to downsize from a house to a 47-foot boat. You realize how much you have that you don't really need when you live aboard.
But no, for now, this is our baby, our journey, and we're just looking forward to keep on doing that beautiful journey that we started.
Later in the show, we'll have more from scenic British Columbia.
It's here, the new Sea-Doo Spark, and it's bringing the fun your family has been dreaming of. Designed to be lighter and more nimble than any watercraft out there. So it's easy to own, and an endless thrill to ride. But the biggest rush is realizing you can actually own one now. The Sea-Doo Spark, starting at $55.99.
Trying for a baby? Only the new Clear Blue Advanced Digital Ovulation Test can identify your 4 best days to get pregnant. 2 more than any other test. Maximize your chances of getting pregnant.
When we got married, we became a family of 5.
Without the time and money to wash all this stuff separately.
So we wash it all in cold water with Tide.
Even Sarah's shorts.
Those are mine.
Seriously? Really?
Look for lower sale prices at your store.
Princecraft has been the first choice of fishing experts for more than 60 years. With innovative products year after year, Princecraft designs their boats with the technology, comfort, and amenities to make it a memorable day on the water. Treat yourself to the exceptional quality and performance that only a Princecraft boat can deliver. Go to princecraft.com to build and price your boat or to view our full assortment of products. Princecraft, fishing boats like you've never imagined. Princecraft, dominate the waters.
It's here, the new Sea-Doo Spark, and it's bringing the fun your family has been dreaming of. Designed to be lighter and more nimble than any watercraft out there. So it's easy to own, and an endless thrill to ride. But the biggest rush is realizing you can actually own one now.
Pre-order a 2015 model now and get up to a 4-year warranty and great financing. Visit your local dealer now.
Time for Power Profile, brought to you by BoatTest.ca.
We keep talking about pontoon boats.
You probably saw it in the opening credits, and you've certainly seen it now. It's not Matt. For our 25th season, Steve Bull's joining our team. You there, Steve?
Yeah, buddy.
Steve, a boat-owning broadcaster with international experience, is joining the team. Starting when, Steve?
Right now, I guess. We keep talking about pontoon boats because, well, quite frankly, you keep buying them. It's still a growing segment of the boating market. And so this week's Power Profile, we're going to check out a Bennington 2274 GL powered by Yamaha's brand new F175. The outboard joins the VMAX SHO 150 and F200 family and idles so quietly I had to get the decibel reader out. 62 dB. That's quiet. And that's only at about a meter away. When we took it out on the lake to test it, the sound continued to impress, maxing out at around 90 decibels. And that was with a lot of wind. First thing I wanted to see was how fast I could get the 2274, so I punched it. 0 to 20 miles per hour took less than 6 seconds thanks to the brand new Yamaha, and it comfortably hit a top speed of 38 miles per hour. The F175 is a 2.8-liter, 4-cylinder, 16-valve, dual overhead camshaft machine, has a knock sensor that keeps the engine running at peak efficiency at all RPMs. 2274 cruised nicely at 22 miles per hour at 3,500. This is one of Bennington's performance packages, meaning there's 3 pontoons underneath. Now this is rated for a max of 250 horsepower, but I tell you, this brand new Yamaha F175 is plenty of punch for a boat even this big. Specifically, this has Bennington's elliptical sport package, so the center log is 32 inches compressed to an oblong 25 inches with lifting strakes. That helps bank the corners and maintain stability at high speeds, making this feel more like a traditional V-bottom hull. But unlike traditional runabouts, this has all the room and amenities of a modern pontoon. The deck has 4 gates, one on each side, so access is never a problem. It seats 15 with 2 large bench seats at the bow and a large L-shaped bench curving along the port side transom, which has a removable table should you want extra space. And speaking of space, there's plenty of storage under the seats, both forward and aft. Even under the helm, you'll find a good-sized storage compartment. At the stern, an easy-to-open hatch conceals a fold-away privacy enclosure that snaps into place. As tested, this 2274 features the optional elevated helm for better driving views, as well as an adjustable captain's chair and wheel. Another nice touch are the removable cup holders in the bow lounge you can easily customize for space. And of course, the captain's cup holder has a little extra oomph. You might say this Bennington can do everything except tow sports, but you'd be wrong. Hidden away in the transom lounge is a tow pole that secures in place with just a twist. The only possible downside is the pontoons are so efficient at carving through the water, you don't get a massive wake. But unless you're an expert wakeboarder, that shouldn't matter, especially when you have all the power to do just about any tow sport you want with the F175. But for a lot of people, pontoons remain the minivans of the water, and that's not fair. Don't think of them as uncool just because they're functional. Functional doesn't need to be a four-letter word. In fact, the first three letters are the most important. You can have fun in a functional boat. And this Bennington 2274 GL with Yamaha's brand new F175 equals fun every time.
Closed captioning for Powerboat Television is brought to you by BoatBuys.com. Ready to buy? Then head to BoatBuys.com where you will find thousands of new and used boats for sale.
It's here, the new Sea-Doo Spark. And it's bringing the fun your family has been dreaming of. Designed to be lighter and more nimble than any watercraft out there. So it's easy to own and an endless thrill to ride. But the biggest rush is realizing you can actually own one now.
Pre-order a 2015 model now and get up to a 4-year warranty and great financing. Visit your local dealer now.
When coughing keeps your family awake, there's Vicks Vapor Rub. Starts working instantly to soothe coughs and relieve nasal congestion.
Hey, shouldn't you be working?
Shh, I'm trying to watch this.
The new Shaw Direct Channel Guide?
It's a masterpiece. User-friendly interface, easy search tools. I say 2 retractable digits up.
Love all the new features. You know you can personalize the guide with your own settings.
My own guide? Oh.
Excitement level critical.
Can we get a jump start over here?
With our smartest guide ever, you won't miss a thing.
When we got married, we became a family of 5.
Without the time and money to wash all this stuff separately.
So we wash it all in cold water with Tide.
Even Sarah's shorts.
Those are mine.
Seriously? Really?
Look for lower sale prices at your store.
For more than 6 decades, Princecraft has been renowned for building the best aluminum boats. Experts have consistently relied on Princecraft for its quality, durability, reliability, and performance. Whether it's fishing, water sports, or simply enjoying the water with friends and family, Princecraft has a wide range of products that will suit all your needs. Get yourself the exceptional quality and performance that only a Princecraft boat can provide you. Go to princecraft.com to build and price your boat or to view our full assortment of products. Princecraft. Dominate the waters.
Most of the human race is going to be wiped out by a plague. I have to go back in time and stop the apocalypse.
Why did you come for me?
It's complicated.
Everybody is already dead. You are already dead.
12 Monkeys. New series Friday, January 16th at 10. Only on Showcase. Now on free preview.
Time for Footitis, brought to you by Boats and Places magazine. See the digital edition at boatsandplaces.com.
In 1980, a new boat company was launched in New South Wales, Australia. Since that time, they've been building sales and their reputation internationally. So this week on Footitis, we're going to take a look at a model that they launched in 1997, a 2001 Riviera 4000 Offshore.
The 4000 Offshore was offered in 3 versions, an enclosed cockpit like our Footitis model, a hardtop, and an open with a radar arch. The profile of the enclosed model is quite appealing with its flowing lines and soft curves. Featuring triple wipers, the massive windshield will shed water readily in open water. The Riviera sports a tender roller system mounted to the swim platform to handle the dinghy. Designed for fishing, the large cockpit has a teak sole that has been left natural for low maintenance. A canvas top extends from the hardtop, shading the cockpit so you can enjoy a drink or a snack in comfort. Space meant to handle fishing duties doubles nicely as storage in a cooler. Hatches in the deck open to reveal more storage in a fish box. Amenities also include an AC/DC refrigerator freezer, and a sink with hot and cold water. The upper cockpit powers up to reveal the engine room. Access to the twin Cat 3208 diesels, the enclosed 9 kilowatt Kohler generator, and other systems is first rate. A hatch in the upper cockpit sole provides quick access for daily checks. Serious railings with safety lines and wide decks provide security moving forward while underway. The foredeck also has plenty of space for relaxing in the sun, especially on the double sun pads. Forward there's a massive anchor locker, windlass with pedals and remote control. Twin anchor rollers allow for serious cruising anchors. 2 steps lead up from the open cockpit to the enclosed upper cockpit.
Now, one of the greatest features about this Riviera is the wide open space you find here above decks. This is really where you're going to spend your time. You can be under the hardtop enjoying the air conditioning, keeping the canvas on the back, or you can remove everything and expand out into the open cockpit area and really enjoy your time on the water.
The L-shaped seat and facing settee provide ample room for guests, while the removable pedestal table opens up for dining. Under the seating there's storage, and an ice maker is located under the helm seat. A center companionway leads down to the salon. Below, the design, layout, and finishes are clean, almost minimalist, resulting in a pleasant, easy-to-care-for interior. To starboard is the modern functional galley with ample cabinet space, solid surface counter, and molded sink. Appliances include a Sharp microwave, Princess 2-burner cooktop, and a second AC/DC refrigerator freezer. Under the counter there are several drawers and a large locker. To starboard, the comfortable ultra-leather L-shaped sofa converts to a lower double bunk and an upper single. Shelving, lockers, and drawers provide display space and storage. On the aft bulkhead are the entertainment systems, climate controls, and electrical panels. When you open the stateroom door and fold back the bulkhead, you can watch your favorite program while relaxing in the Island Queen berth. For extended cruising, there are clothing drawers under the berth and a hanging locker with auto lighting. The head has private access from the stateroom and day access from the salon. Features include a shower stall and vacuum flush head, along with a solid surface molded sink and vanity. Back up top, I checked out the helm. Underway, standing or sitting is comfortable with great sight lines. The instruments are both comprehensive and ideally positioned. The navigation suite, a cruiser's dream, consists of dual Furuno chart plotters, radar, Raymarine sonar fish finder, Rayathon speed depth, Simrad autopilot, and ICOM VHF. Working my way out of the marina was easy with the fingertip control of the digital shifters and throttles. Getting underway was no problem for the twin 435 horsepower Cats. The Riviera cruises at 21 knots at 2200 RPM. If you desire maximum range, knock the RPM back to 1700 and the owner reports a range of 422 nautical miles. Conditions for our first attempt at filming the on-water test proved too rough for the following camera boat, but the Riviera handled it with ease. The second test day was absolutely calm. A great day just to cruise and enjoy putting the Riviera 4000 offshore through its paces. The hull, power, and control is effortless and flawless, well balanced and solid.
The Riviera 4000 offshore is a bit of a unique boat here in North America. Riviera did not import a high volume of them here, but if you do manage to find one, it makes a great long-range cruiser for a couple with its great stateroom, efficient diesels, and great seakeeping abilities. Now for a weekender, a couple can hang out on the fold-out couches down below, and of course, you've got plenty of space to entertain a gang in the cockpit.
Here's this week's My Boat feature.
Whether through age or corrosion, or in this case not being winterized properly, you might have to replace the hot water heater on your boat. So this week on My Boat, we're going to show you how to do just that. Now the challenge that a lot of people face is access of their hot water heater location. First step is to always give yourself as much room to work as you can. So out goes the ladder and the toolbox. Even with a good deal of room, access remains the obstacle on this boat, with a custom-made shelving unit bolted over top of the old water heater. In this case, it takes some time and long arms to undo everything without dropping any parts in the bilge, but with a little bit of patience, it all comes off easily enough. So as you can see, I didn't lie to you. Even when it seems obvious, accessing them can be a bit of a challenge, but we've cleared everything out of the way. Now we move on to disconnecting the power and the water and getting this old one out of here. With everything free and clear, we're set to work. Step 1, make sure the power and water are turned off and the tank is drained. Then remove the panel to access and disconnect the wiring. In this case, that's best done simply by cutting them where they were crimped together. Pull the wires clear of the old unit and remove the water connections by unscrewing them. This heater is screwed down at the back, tricky to get to, but you can work around that with a camera, a mirror, or your phone if need be. It's a bonus if you can turn the light on. Last step before pulling out the old unit is to check to see if there's any other connections. In this case, a ground wire has been connected to the back corner, so we'll just unscrew that, and we can carefully remove the old unit. Just gonna pause when we're taking out to show you. This is exactly why you'd have to be meticulous when you winterize your boat and get the water out of everything. This stainless steel tank here had some water in it. The power of ice burst it right open. Because of the winterization failings and water issues, not only did the tank burst, but some of the fittings were tighter than usual. Took some extra time and a vise, but we got everything apart, so now we can start prepping the new unit to be installed. First, make sure any plastic wrapping that may be on it is removed and coat the pipe or hose fittings with Teflon tape to ensure a watertight seal. Since we already have the ground wire in place for the back corner of the old unit, we'll drill a hole in the corner to make room for it to be secured in the same spot on the new one. Ideally, the new heater is the same size and has the same access points as your old one to make the install simple. In this case, it's a little larger, but everything else is the same. That means we have to do a little adjusting of some of the other nearby equipment, but nothing too drastic. Next comes the wiring. Strip the ends of the wires you cut from the old heater, add connectors and connect the wires together, sealing with a crimp splice and electrical tape. Connect the power and the ground and secure the cover to the electrical access. The setup in this boat has a custom designed piping with a bypass, making the reconnection of plumbing trickier than it should have been, but some trial and error and we got it back together easy enough. Get them as tight as you can, but don't strip or crack anything in the process. With the plumbing and electrical all hooked up, you can now secure the unit back to the boat. Here, that means a few screws at the front. Test it first by turning the water back on and looking for leaks. If there's none, turn the power back on. There'll be some air in the pipes at first, so just run through and you're set. So there you have it. We have no leaks, the power's back on, and we have hot water again. Overall, this is about a 3 out of 5 in terms of difficulty, and if you're going to do a project like this, budget at least half a day, because as we found out, sometimes the most challenging part about putting in a hot water heater is just getting to them. They can be pretty tricky to reach.
No matter how you spend your time on the water, we have a course for you.
I wonder if they don't know what side to go on.
I wonder if they took a boating course.
They must have their PCOC.
But if they didn't get it from Canadian Power and Sail Squadrons, they didn't get everything I did.
Find a boating course that will get you home happy at boatingcourses.ca.
My family, we're close. Sometimes too close, which means we're always getting into each other's hair. That's why we use Head & Shoulders. It helps us fight flakes and smells gorgeous. I use it. My whole world uses it. Head & Shoulders now smells better than ever.
Making my list for the holidays.
What you wishing for?
Oh, I wish we could beam down the most HD in Canada.
We do that already. Over 215 channels.
Okay, then I wish there was a way to watch them all without missing anything.
Done. That's what our HD PVR's for.
I guess I'll wish for peace on Earth then.
Ooh, how we gonna wrap that?
We're gonna need a lot of paper.
Watch and record the most HD channels in Canada. Learn about our HD PVR offer today.
We're starting the year off right by extending the Ford year-end pricing clear-out until February 2nd. And now you don't pay for 90 days. Plus, you still get 0% financing on our most innovative lineup. Load and go with the Escape, parallel park with ease in the Focus, and enjoy hands-free entertainment in the Edge. And get up to $9,500 in clear-out truck cash on F-Series. Canada's best-selling line of trucks for 48 years. Don't pay for 90 days. Year-end clear-out ends February 2nd, so head to your Ford store today.
My daughter is studying to be a dentist, and she gave me advice. She said, Dad, go pro with Crest Pro Health.
For teeth that are up to 4 times cleaner, try these products together.
Crest Pro Health really brought my mouth to the next level.
Go pro with Crest Pro Health.
I'm ready to go.
Yes!
I'm not big on protocol.
Do not underestimate her.
That sounds familiar.
It couldn't be more perfect.
You're welcome.
The winter premieres of The Good Wife and Madam Secretary. It all starts Sunday at 8 on Global. Watch anytime with Global Go and GlobalTV.com.
Welcome back. While I was visiting with Joanne and Glenn, Fred Warner from Far Point Marine arrived with a Tierra 39, so we hopped aboard and headed out to cruise Indian Arm. A continuation of Burrard Inlet and Vancouver Harbour, Indian Arm heads inland for 11 nautical miles or 17 kilometers. Once clear of Vancouver and heading past Deep Cove, the wilderness returns. Indian Arm Provincial Park dominates the shoreline on both sides of the fjord, protecting almost 24,000 acres. With its proximity to Vancouver and several marine parks, the waters can be busy with all types and sizes of watercraft on summer weekends. Along the western shore, there is an old mining tunnel carved into the mountain that is quite tough to spot. If the tide is right, you can edge up to the shore and hop off for some exploring. Just remember to bring flashlights. One mystery to be found here are these paintings. No one knows who created them or why. With the sunshine calling, we headed back out to board the Tierra. After a short cruise enjoying the salt and pine-scented air, along with the spectacular scenery, we once again nosed into shore, this time to get a close-up look at a waterfall. As we covered more water, Indian Arm narrowed and was split by Croker Island. Passing west of the island brought us past Bishops and Clementine marine parks. Once clear of the island, the Wigwam Inn came into view. Started as a luxury resort and fishing lodge in 1910, it earned a shady reputation as a gambling house after the Second World War, but is now owned and operated by the Royal Vancouver Yacht Club as an outstation for its members. Turning southeast to head outbound provided a spectacular view of the coastal range and old-growth forest of the park. Along the shore is Granite Falls Marine Park, a popular destination on Indian Arm. But to really appreciate the falls, you should visit in the spring. Our final stop was to check out another historical spot, Vancouver's first hydroelectric plant, the Bunsen Powerhouse. Built in 1903, the plant's turbines are still fed by a lake high above to generate electricity. With the afternoon marching on, we decided to pick up the pace for the run back to Deep Cove while kicking back and enjoying the view. Deep Cove is a special place for visitors and locals alike. It boasts a great waterfront with a park and public wharf. The view from either at any time of day is truly spectacular. It's a great place to sit and relax or hang out on your boat after a tour of the shops and some dining along Gallant Avenue. We've had a great day on the water. Dan and Fred have taken us all over Indian Arm from out in the ocean all the way back to the river, showing us all the highlights. It's been fantastic. The weather couldn't be better. We've gotten ourselves back to Deep Cove on a spectacular early evening with some time to spend looking around in the shops. And of course, now that we're wrapping up, some time to sit down and enjoy a great meal of some fresh seafood here on the BC coast. Join us next week on the show as we continue our cruise in British Columbia with a trip up Howe Sound.
To watch the show on broadband or for any questions or comments, visit us at powerboattv.com. or follow us on Twitter and Facebook.